Hi guys, welcome to a Cumbrian Lad Outdoors and welcome to today's video. Just in my garden this week, we're going to have a little bit look at the knives that I have been carrying and my new knife, the Enzo Trapper 115 in elmax. It is a bit breezy today, so I do apologise if there's any kind of wind noise on the camera, and we're right by a road, so you might get a little bit of road noise. So the first knife that we're going to look at is my Opinel number 8. When I'm going out on the fells tent camping, this is the only knife that I take with me. Now the Opinel number 8 does have a locking feature, twisting collar, so unfortunately that isn't classed as an EDC, an everyday carry. An everyday carry has to be 3 inches or less in the blade, folding blade, non-lockable. Now English knife law I am not an expert on, and apparently it's a bit of a minefield, but a normal everyday carry, like I say, has to be a folding knife with a blade no longer than 3 inches and non-lockable. But you can carry a knife different to that if you've got a valid reason. Now that's my interpretation of it, so please don't take that as the letter of the law, because you have to have a valid reason for carrying something other than an everyday carry. So when I take that out on the fells, that's packed in the middle of my backpack, and if I was to get stopped for whatever reason and searched and they found this on me, it's obviously for cutting food, and anything, you know, making small feather sticks if I had my wood burning stove with me on the fells, which is unlikely. So yeah, you want to be keeping that in your pack. Now, been slowly, and I'm gonna let this car get past, been slowly over the last year or so trying to learn a little bit more about bushcraft, and I've been using the Mora Companion. So again, this is not an everyday carry, and obviously you don't want to be carrying that around the street with you or anything like that. So for example, when I've been going to my permission, that's been packed inside my bag, deep inside the middle, in its sheath, you know, so it's non-accessible very easily. And obviously again, should I be stopped going to my permission, I would have to explain that I'm going bushcraft camping and that I will be using this for prepping firewood, starting fire, cutting food and stuff like that. So that's my reason for carrying that. I've had that over a year now. It's been a cracking knife, to be fair, but I wanted something a little bit more robust. So basically this is not a full tang knife. Inside the handle, the metal goes thin and probably only comes maybe halfway, 3/4 of the way up, and it's not very thick on the back end for splitting firewood. So over the last year I've been thinking very hard about what knife I want to basically continue my bushcraft with. I've been lucky enough to go to Finland on holiday 3 times now, and I just love it over there. I love the way of life, so I really wanted a finished knife, which is why I decided on the Enzo Trapper. So basically it comes with its own leather sheath, its own fire steel, the handle is curly birch, and so is the end of the fire steel, so it all matches very nicely. Nice snug fit inside the sheath there, and you can either have it directly on your belt fixed, or you can have it as a dangler. Okay, so there we have it. That's the Enzo Trapper in elmax with the curly birch handle, and it's got the red bits either side of the blade. Full tang, as you can see, that's a full tang blade. It goes right through the knife, right to the back. Scandi grind, very sharp, and it's made in elmax steel. Now the reason I went for the elmax is it has excellent edge retention, and it's also supposed to be quite easy to sharpen. Obviously I live in Cumbria, which is very wet, so the elmax steel is very resistant to rusting and weathering and stuff like that. So yeah, thought long and hard about buying this knife, and I'm really pleased that I did. I've got quite big hands. It isn't the biggest of handles, but it fits really snug in the hand, very comfortable. I haven't really used it a lot yet, but just a little finger rest there is very comfortable. It just feels nice in the hand. So yeah, I can't remember the exact stats of it, so what I'll do is I'll put it up on the screen somewhere, the weight and the length and etc, etc. But what we're going to do is we're just going to do a few little tests with it, just to see how it performs straight out the packet. So first of all, we're going to see how sharp it is out of the packet. Now, to be fair to the Mora knife, that has been used for some time now, but it'll give you an idea of the difference something is straight out the packet. Just give myself a little bit to kneel on there so I don't get wet knees. So this is a go outdoors booklet that comes through the door. It's very, very thin paper. So like I say, being fair to the Mora knife, this has never been sharpened or anything like that. So we're just going to try and cut this thin paper if the wind's going to let me. As you can see there, with it being used, it's just not taking. It's just not taking at all. So we'll go straight to the Enzo. Again, straight out the packet, not touched it with a whetstone or anything like that. Let's just see how sharp she is. There we go. Sharp as you like. Let's just see how she performs in splitting logs, because the idea being is you should be able to survive in the woods on your own with a knife and one saw, for prepping food, splitting firewood, creating fire and such. So what I've got is, I've got 2 logs, both with a knot in them from last year's wood for my log burning stove inside. Then we sell a basic mallet. So let's see how the knife splits the wood. Easy as you like. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be, to be fair. See if we can split down some finer ones for making some feather sticks with. She's splitting that, no problem whatsoever. I'm really pleased with that. Get another one, and then we'll try the thicker piece. It's worth pointing out that this is seasoned hardwood that we're splitting, dry as a bone, really hard, so I'm really pleased with that. So as you can see again, this has got a knot in it, and it's a little bit thicker than the last one. It's only just and so, the blade is only just and so wider than the log itself. So let's see how she splits this. Wow, really easy. Like I say, dried hardwood that. Let's try and get another split out of this, and then we'll see if we can make some feather sticks, sorry, and see if we can actually start a fire just straight off some fine feather sticks. There we go. So again, I'm no master at bushcraft, feather sticking, such like. I've got an awful lot to learn, but let's have a go at making some feather sticks. look at them delicate curls there. Nice little curls there. Again, my technique isn't perfect. This is the fire steel that it comes with. But the idea is I wanted a knife with a sharp spine, so you can basically strike the fire steel with your knife. So let's see how she strikes, and then we'll maybe even see if we can get something to take on these curls. I've got a few little curls on the floor that I'll put into it as well. So how well does she strike off the back edge of the knife? Wow, really well. See that again. Good striking that. So I wonder if we can get it going. Say normally I would carry some magnesium, some homemade fire biscuits, and things like that to get a fire going, but let's just see if we can get it going just off of the back of what we've got on the floor here. And if I'm being brutally honest, my very few attempts, probably about 5 or 6 attempts to get a decent fire stick. Like I say, it's the first time I've used this knife, so let's see if we can get it going. I doubt we will, to be fair. Ooh, nearly. Right guys, I'm really struggling with this wind here, but set this up as a little bit of a windbreak. Let's see if we can light it up. Whoa, there we go. And we're away. Straight off a fire stick. So, like I say, I always carry other stuff in my fire kit as well, usually a lighter as well as an emergency. Magnesium and my fire biscuits, as well as scraping bark and stuff like that, but we'll let this go out now. But it just goes to show you can light a fire straight off some feather sticks, even some as poor as mine. So really happy with that so far. Pop that away, and let's just see how sharp she is. Let's get a bit of paper after doing those tests, see how it's affected the blade. Obviously it's the first time I've really used it, so it shouldn't have affected it too much. Still as sharp as you like. Sharp as you like. So yeah, that's a quick look at my new bushcraft knife, the Enzo Trapper 115 in elmax, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about bushcraft and using this knife to its full potential. So yeah, no camping this week unfortunately, so I really wanted to do this little review from the garden, but fingers crossed next week. I've got a bit of a collaboration camp coming up in the Peak District, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So thank you very much for clicking on today's video, it's very much appreciated. Stay safe, much love from a Cumbrian lad and his Enzo Trapper in elmax.